everyone, Comic Reviewer here, and this time reviewing on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. Now, as you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses was the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Game for the PS2, and also the only Duelist of the Roses game for the PS2, which came out in Japan in September 6, 2001, North America in 2003, and Europe in 2003. Now, pretty much the game is meant to be its own sequel and continuation from Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, which pretty much has the theme of Yu-Gi-Oh! Taking place in England, and where you, as the player, assumes the role of the Rose Duelist, which you have been summoned by the aid of the Lancastrians, which is Yugi's side, by Simon. Now, pretty much you have two options. You can side with Yugi's side, who is meant to take on the role of Henry Tudor, or Seto Kaiba's side as Christian Rosencrantz. So pretty much the game itself is pretty much like a standard chessboard game, where pretty much you can assume your deck leader and use basically the cards you were given to go against duelists. Now, pretty much in the field, there are different types of advantages. For example, Meadow can power Beast and Beast Warrior types, while basically also Oceans can power up Thunder and Electric, and there are some weak sides to the field. For example, Crush Card Field can basically destroy stronger monsters, and if you put Ocean monsters in Wasteland, then they'd lose their attack points. The same with plants. Now, pretty much with the whole deck leader thing, each deck leader has a different ability. There are some that can gain back life points, others that can destroy your cards instant, or ones that can actually go much further than the normal deck leader. So pretty much as well, what is also altered is the fact that Serpent Knight Dragon, as well as Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, are treated like ritual cards. So pretty much to gain them, you are going to need to make sure you know how to get them. And also with the game itself, is that with both sides, you are meant with basically, if you play on the Red Rose side, you are pretty much made to get 8 of the White Rose cards from basically Kaiba's side. Doing so can weaken their defenses and allow Yugi to enter into Europe. Also, if you play as Kaiba's side, you must get the Red Roses from basically Yugi's side, and doing so will allow Kaiba ultimate power. And also as well in the game itself is that once you defeat your opponent, you can gain the cards by doing this kind of like slot machine thing. If you aim at the same time on the same card, you can unlock newer and more better cards, but there are fake traps. So I do recommend being extremely careful when you're battling more monsters. And yeah, fusion is a bit tricky if you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you are going to have a disadvantage. And yeah, what's interesting as well is that since this is meant to be like its own continuation from basically Forbidden Memories, there's a lot of references and other things. For example, the person that mainly opposed Yugi is the same villain from the first game, but is implied to be a reincarnation or a descendant. And I think what also makes the game interesting is that if you can find the card codes, then you can find better cards. So you can pretty much gain yourself a bigger advantage. But at the same time, if you do play on Yugi's side, then you are going to need to be really switched on when fighting against Kaiba's forces. Or as well, when you play basically on Kaiba's side, Tristan and Taya are a bit more easier. Now, again, there were sort of things I was kind of thought that would have been better. For example, yeah, with King Richard III, played by the main villain from the first Yugi game, he's just kind of easy to beat if you know what you're doing. And yeah, I kind of feel Asizu should have belonged on Yugi's side, and Yami Bakura should have belonged on, say, Yugi's side. And yeah, most of them are actually based on historical figures, like Mai being based on Lady Margaret, Joey being based on Christopher Woolsick, and Charlie being based on John Morton. And yeah, Yugi's family tree in this game is a bit jacked up. So I do think the game isn't too bad. I would say it's quite quick, and if you know what you're doing, then you are going to get yourself an advantage. So I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.